What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Powered by Primus, and in today's video, I'll be showing you guys a Galactic Prime build going up against Jason running his 4 wide motorcycles. Now, this is a really fun match. I'm going to be doing a voiceover in this match just because I did want to do one. I haven't done one in a while, so I did want to show you guys and just kind of talk about the deck a little bit while we are in the process of playing. Now, this deck is a 3 wide that's going to look a lot like the meta one that's been running around. However, it is designed around cargo trailers. One thing I specifically wanted to do was get cargo trailers out on General Prime. So our first attack here, going to be flipping Flame War to be able to give our team tough 1, and then we're going to be able to attack here into RC because RC is always a threat. She is so good, and one thing that I try to do in this build is to try to really give a lot of defense to General Prime, and RC obviously just runs through that. So I wanted to make sure we try to hit her here, and then possibly can finish her out when we all get the restand. Jason's going for a zap here onto General Prime. He knows General Prime is the target. Definitely someone that you want to take down as fast as possible. He's attacking here into the Skydive for the tough 2. I got 3 blues showing up, which is pretty nice. The deck is more of a mixed build. Probably leans a little more into the blue side, but definitely does have oranges in there for sparring gears, energy packs for Prime, all that really good jazz. So this is one thing that I've come to wanted to build for a while, especially after messing around with Predator King and messing around with my previous Jetfire build, is that I found that there are a lot of ways to get upgrades back out, and I really had to use General Prime because of the utility slots. He has 3, which is amazing. We can have 3 cargo trailers in that slot, in one slot, as well as having metal detectors and energy packs. So it's really nice. So we are going to flip Prime here to be able to set up for the next turn. We did play a cargo trailer because that's 1, baby. We just need 2 more, and then we're going to be cracking back here into Chromia with Flame War. Again, the little characters are really just designed to kind of take early hits and kind of give a little more longevity to the team. Going up against 4 wides can be kind of tough because there is a lot more aggro, obviously, and then they get to kind of chew on whoever they do want to chew on. I am specifically showing you guys this match first so you guys can see the cargo trailers in action, and then I'll be showing you guys another match a couple days from now that is going to be going up against a Skytread deck that I still have PTSD from. It is absolutely an amazing list. It is extremely brutal, so I'll be showing you guys that here in a couple of days. Jason's going to be getting in here with his second Flame War. He does have the one that does run the Focus 2, and he's going to be attacking here, gets a white in there, getting a couple oranges. It is a heavy orange deck. It is really aggressive. He does have a couple of blues. You guys can see a Brainstorm there, so he can get some really cool shenanigans out. This is a really interesting 4 wide. I think that it is really nice, and it is a pretty powerful deck being the 4 wide. Alright, checking my scrap pile here, most likely because I have some type of reclaim trigger. We are going to flip General Prime. Ooh, the glare, can't see what it is. Alright, looks like it's a Vaporize. So I'm obviously not going to choose to play it. It's just one little nice thing to do in here in this deck to be able to flip Prime and see those actions off the top of the deck. We also get to set it up. I do get to see it kind of happening here. We get to go for that metal detector in the reclaim combo. We're going to drop that cargo trailer back on top of our deck, and then when our General Prime gets to attack, we reveal the top off of that, and then boom, we get a cargo trailer back from the scrap pile, which is really nice because those things don't have green pips, so they can be more difficult to get into your hand. But being able to do this combo, which again I did something with the Predator King and something with Jetfire, was able to kind of get those back out. And when those things stack on a truck, they get in for a lot of damage. That is 4 damage sitting in those cargo trailers there, so it gets me in for 11 before flips, which is really nice. Usually enough to start KOing these characters, especially against the orange decks. I don't have to worry about what kind of blues they're going to flip. I can just really try to get in there with that primary damage. Alright, this is going to be a little bit tough here. Jason does get 2 attacks into Prime, most likely. One of those attacks is going to be RC, so we'll see what he does choose to go with. Looks like flipping Flame War to give the bold, so most likely missing out on a couple of things when it comes to weapons. Going for an erratic lightning there, and he's going to be attacking in. This is going to give him access to, again, that bold. He does flip a white, and the rest of those cards are good. There we go. So he got a pretty good attack there. Looks like he's getting in for 7 before, and then we got the erratic, so maybe 9. We got a decent block on our side. Like I said, the deck does mainly, lean towards blue, but we still take a pretty good hit there, taking 5 damage, I believe that was 4 or 5 damage. And then RC's getting in here. I think this is where Jason did realize that he messed up because unfortunately he didn't flip RC, which is, is what he's pointing out there. He didn't realize he was getting 2 attacks here, so he chose to flip Flame War and was hoping that on his next turn he can flip RC. So unfortunate thing there, but he is going to be getting in, flipping a white battle icon, which is nice. So he's getting in for 5. It looks like I'm going to block about 5 as well. So that's going to give me, looks like I'm taking 1, so he blocked, I took 2. Bad math, right? So it looks like he's still getting in for a good amount of damage there. I mean, he's still got, Prime up to 8 damage, which is really nice. the General Prime does have 21 health, which is really, really nice. Really going to come in handy here, especially if you get some energy packs down, then those, that health starts to go up a little more. And like I said, the deck was built around the cargo trailers. It was all for the memes, this one. I really wanted to try to get those out and to be able to smash for as much as possible. I'm not running the crude clubs in this list. I definitely found that it was definitely unnecessary, as much as it's really nice in Predaking, and I would tell you to run them in your Predaking deck. They just weren't really that needed here in this deck, just because Prime's already getting in for base 8, and then you get the cargo trailers. If you get them up to 9, you're getting for 17. So we're going for an Equipment Enthusiast here to draw 3 cards. Looks like I was debating on playing that Sparring Gear first to draw an extra card, but you usually want to try to draw cards before you play your upgrade, just because in case you draw a better upgrade or, possibly another cargo trailer, you don't want to have already played your upgrade and then you're kind of in a bad spot. So it looks like I did look for it there, and I can see that the cargo trailer was, the third cargo trailer is in the scrap pile. Going for the Field Communicator to see what we get off the top of the deck. Looks like an Incoming Transmission, which does have a lot of really cool synergies in the deck. I think I'm going to do a deck profile video for you guys, or at least put an article up on the website for this deck, because I actually think that it is really fun. But the Incoming Transmission allows you to draw 2 and put 1 back on top, so you can set up 4 Field Communicator, you can set up 4 Metal Detector, or you can even set up to put, like a Rollout or a Matrix on top for General Prime when you attack, and then you can get a free upgrade after combat. So it actually has a lot of uses here. So I'm doing the math, and looks like I'm attacking here with Skydive. I got a Rollout on top, getting in for 5. Looks like I'm targeting RC again for the same reasons. We are 3 wide here, so we're still going to end up in the same spot, but I'm just trying to put as much damage onto RC so when we get the reset here, one of my little characters can actually take her down. I really want to try to get Prime to finish off one of the other characters with 1 swing, so I didn't want to have to waste a Prime swing here into the RC and then also leave him exposed for the next 2 attacks. Alrighty. So it looks like I am kind of pondering what's going on here. I got a couple of those extra paddings. Jason's going to go for the Incoming Transmission, drawing him 2 cards, putting 1 on top. Really nice stuff to do as well, just for those double orange battle icons. Get to stack those up on top of your deck, or even if you want to put a white battle icon on top of the deck for more attacks, you can definitely do so. Looks like he is flipping RC here to get her all set up for a really big hit, most likely, and then throwing his first Flame War in. Getting that focus too, but he obviously put a card on top of the deck, so he probably didn't want to focus it away. Getting in for, it looks like that's going to be 7 damage. Going into my Skydive, who does have the tough 2, so he already revealed 2 blues. So it looks like we have 4. It looks like we're going to be taking 3 here. Getting tough 1 off of that Flame War, so taking 1 more, getting in for 2, which is really nice, going and leaving me at a really good health. One thing that Skydive tends to do is just really survive quite a bit. The guy can definitely take a beating. All of that tough with Flame War and stuff can be really, really nice. This is where some fun stuff will start to come down. I'm going to be able to probably flip Prime here to see what's going on. It looks like we're going for the Sparring Gear there. I'm going to try to give him the tough and then the Treasure Hunt. Now, this is, again, a bad thing that I talk about doing. I would say that you definitely want to play the upgrade after you go for something like Treasure Hunt, because you want to see if you find anything. I'm pretty sure that'd be in the same space anyway. However, I just want to try to get an armor down. The only thing that's going to really help me from is going to be from the other Flame War attacks, because RC has all the pierce damage, so the tough is actually kind of irrelevant in the matchup. But, it is nice to have. So we're going to have Flame War getting in here for 5 damage, which is nice. That other Flame War has 1 defense. Looks like we're getting in for 4. So that's going to be a pretty decent hit, especially, Flame War on Flame War actions. Always really fun. But like I said, the deck does still have access to some of those oranges, so it is going to get for a little bit of damage. He's going for a Field Communicator on his character. They're actually all special, which is really nice. And then he unfortunately reveals a New Orders, which does allow you to untap a 6 or fewer star character. And unfortunately, he does not have one of those characters, so doesn't really get anything free off the top, which is kind of sucks. But flipping Flame War here, and he's going to be getting in, most likely cracking into Flame War. He also might just try to go for a Skydive here for just the finish. Not a bad call either. Looks like we are debating it. I don't know exactly what his target was. Depends on... Alright, so it looks like we're going here into the Skydive because we did get that tough 2 to flip and then the double white spot. That's a lot of defense. I don't know if we're going to go down here. Even with this other stuff, it looks like we're actually going to be only taking 1 damage and surviving. That's actually really relevant because he's going to have to spend another attack into that Skydive. Really unfortunate for Jason there, because that's a lot of defense on a Skydive. That's one thing about that character. Like I said, man, that tough 2, and then you get the Flame War tough 1, and then you flip a white battle icon. You get a lot of cards you get to flip on defense. All right, drawn for the turn here. Now, Prime's going to have to crush one of these characters. And it looks like we're going for the incoming transmission. I'm trying to draw 2, and I'm really trying to set up for the metal detector. I really want all 3 of those cargo trailers, and if you guys can see in my hand, I did draw the 3rd cargo trailer. So really, really cool stuff. And of course, you know, we're going for it. So it looks like I put another card on top because we actually get to play an upgrade for the turn. Boom. It's going to be that cargo trailer. So there you go. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I got all 3 cargo trailers on a truck. So really good stuff. Attacking. Now this is going to allow me to play a card off the top, which would be the extra padding. Extra padding allows me to play an extra padding, which allows me to play an extra padding. So even if he happens to have a bashing shield or something like that, this just gives me a little bit of protection going up against it. And it looks like we're going to be cracking into probably the middle Flame War. And that's going to be getting us in for 16. Nope, looks like we attacked the other one just because he did have the erratic lightning on there that did give -1 to the armor. And that is a lot of good stuff. At the point, I was showing Eric next to me, who just dominated me with the Skytread deck again, that, you know, my deck can perform. So it is really good stuff. We did go to game 3. Like I said, I will be showing you guys that match. And then he is going for a bashing shield here, which is what I was worried about. It did get rid of one of the extra paddings, but I was, you know, again, if it had been just the sparring gear, it would have been a lot of damage getting in. And then he is going for a supercharge. And of course, she's in for all pierce, so we are going to be taking a big amount here. I didn't get to see how much it was. It looks like it was about 7. At least at a quick glance. I'm just counting my defenses here just to make sure that I flipped enough cards. So we had 2 for the white, and then we had tough 2, and then we should have 1 more off Flame War. Boom. I wanted to make sure I just didn't, you know, not accurately flip. All right, looks like we did take 7 there, so puts us at a pretty high amount of damage on that Prime. We're definitely going to have to finish it out pretty strong here, but because we are still 3 wide, it's going to be enough to be able to get it done. What I'm going to do is probably throw in 1 character there to finish off RC, which was my original intentions. He'd have to throw a character back into one of my little guys, and then Prime is going to be able to play Janitor and kind of clean up after the fact. So going for the reset here, and this is one of the reasons why I said Crude Club just isn't that necessary. By the point that you are in a situation when Crude Club becomes relevant, you're pretty late into the game's ready, and because the cargo trailer is ready to give +9 attack by themselves, although I would admit a Crude Club here allowing for +7, 8 more would be ridiculously awesome, but we still have access to the Ion Blasters of Optimus Prime, so we definitely have other things we can do here. So I'm going for a reprocess here, hitting my metal detector. Again, this is just kind of icing on the cake. It's definitely not relevant stuff. And then going for the Matrix, I want my other characters to make sure that they do get to be able to finish off that RC. So I wanted to give the +1 attack more. And then we flipped 2 oranges, so we're getting in there for, like, I don't know, 7 off of that skydive. So it's going to be more than enough to take down the RC. And we're just kind of going to be going through the motions here, again, talking about it. So this Flame War is got an uphill battle. So going for the incoming transmission, a draw 2. This is definitely going to be more than enough to take down the skydive. So he's going to be able to plan 1, put 1 of those on top, just kind of refill in his hand. So if he does get to untap, the force field here is actually a really, really good play that does allow him to be able to survive 2 attacks. And I currently don't have anything in my hand to deal with it. So he's getting in for enough damage here to most likely take down this skydive. Looks like that is going to be the case. Pretty bad defensive flip there, only getting 2 blues, so it's going to be sending Skydive packing, get him out of there. All right, so now I get 2 attacks here, and I have to be able to either get through that force field or break that force field. So I believe he's sitting at 4 damage currently, so that means if I pop the force field, I'll put him at 8, and then we go from there. So I'm going to flip Prime, and I did reveal a Sabotage Armaments there, so if you guys were curious, and then I get to obviously put that down. So now we got 2 secret actions, I believe Sabotage Armaments and Hidden Fortification, the only ones that I do have. And then going for the Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime. Now this is the interesting one. It's like, do you attack with Prime and blow up the force field and then try to finish out with Flame War? But my goal here was to put at least 3 to 4 damage on with Flame War and to be able to try to get it in. Because of that Matrix, that does get me in for 4. Looks like he did block 2, so he takes 2, which puts him up to, I think, 6. Yep, that does put him up to 6, and then we are going to be getting in here for more than enough, so even with the force field proccing, that is going to be taking 4, and then that is going to be enough to KO the Flame War here. Look, we're doing the math just because I was very much under the impression that he was going to be, that Flame War was sticking around, but it came out to exactly 10 damage after that. So, good game 1, let's get into game number 2. Alright, so Chromie is going to be getting in here and attacking. It looks like Jason did choose to go first, and he is going to be going into Prime here. It looks like attacking with 6. I'm flipping 4 on defense, which means that I'm going to be taking 2 damage, getting in for some early damage there on that Prime. He knows that he definitely has to obviously start picking away at that Prime. So be flipping Flame War and playing, looks like a sparring gear here, really setting up for that early defense just in case I need to go that route. And then attacking back here with Skydive. We're getting in for, it looks like 2 damage, 3 damage. Yep. And then going to be taking 1 damage on that Chromium. Going to be picking up, maybe looks like, yep, getting rid of a Brainstorm here to pick up that Enforcement Batons. One thing that he could be just using it for is a +1 weapon. In addition to that, he saw that I didn't have many weapons from game 1. The only weapon I do believe I have in the deck is going to be Ion Blaster. Flipping Flame War for the turn here, going for that Field Communicator. And it looks like it's going to be a Kinetic Whip. Looks like he's been pondering on who to put it on. So we'll see what he does. All right, so putting that onto Flame War, attacking in here at Skydive. All right, so it looks like Jason did flip for the Bolt 2 there. Now, technically, because he flipped after or before Kinetic Whip was around, he should not get the Bolt 2. However, we didn't see it here, so we're going to let it go. We flipped pretty decent on defense there, so it looks like we're going to be taking 7 damage. We do have 8 health, so it does leave us around, which is really nice. But yeah, that Flame War with the Bolt 2 getting in for pretty big amounts of damage. Looks like I'm pondering here on the reprocess. Gonna see if that is something that we want to pick up or not. Looks like we let it go. It's just a little bit early in the game still. I don't really need those until late game to see kind of what the damage is looking like. So got a few different things in my hand here. Most likely going to be flipping my Prime for the turn and then trying to play a little more things. So going for that Metal Detector, obviously one of the key cards in the deck to try to get all those cargo trailers. Attacking in here for Flame War. Looks like we're getting in for 4 damage. Pretty decent amounts of damage. The one thing that this deck plays very differently than the other Galactic Prime decks that you guys see is that those Galactic Primes always want to attack in bot mode so you can get access to the other free upgrades. I really want to attack in the truck mode because I want the ability to get those cargo trailers off the top of the deck, and obviously you have to play them onto a car. It's one of the reasons why I chose to go with this deck is that the metal detectors and all that can all proc in the same mode, where unfortunately you don't want to have to like go in bot mode and then you reveal a cargo trailer off the top. That's really bad. So Jason's going to be flipping Flame War here, going for that Enforcement Batons. Again, he knows that the only weapon I have in the deck is going to be those Ion Blasters. So he's just going to be using it here for the +1, getting in for 5. It should be most likely enough going probably in Skydive. So end in Skydive's day. Let's see if we flip 2 more. All right, so we are going for the 2 more, and then that is going to be enough to obviously get that Skydive off the table. I am looking at that extra padding, see if it's something I want to pick up, but I am choosing not to. I only have the 1, so it's not really that good in the beginning. Plus, I already have Tough 2 with the sparring gear. Going to be flipping Prime to see what's on top of the deck. Boom! Now what you guys can't see because the glare is that is a cargo trailer on top of the deck. So it's really nice to just naturally have access to that there. So now I can play kind of whatever I want because I know when I attack for the turn, I'm going to be able to get access to the cargo trailer. Boom! So I'm doing the math there. The 2 options here are to go into Chromia and try to finish off Chromia, or go into Specialist Flame War or the other Flame War. Now the one thing is I don't want reset Wave 1 Flame War to kind of still be around because of that Kinetic Whip and stuff. Can give access to quite a bit of bold, so I really want to avoid that. The other thing that I can do is play the Marksmanship here, which would do 2 damage to the Specialist Flame War, and then I'd be able to attack and hope that I flip an orange battle icon. However, I don't want to rely on hoping to flip an orange battle icon because leaving characters at 1 is my specialty, and I did not want to do that. So we're just going to kind of set it up here. We're going to do 2 to Specialist Flame War. We're going to attack. That does give me access to that cargo trailer, and we are going to be hitting that Wave 1 Flame War. Now you guys see I did flip 2 orange battle icons, but again, wanted to go with a little bit more of the safer play. I really want to make sure that I did get a character off of the table there. All right, so Jason did draw for the turn. Looks he's going for an incoming transmission there, drawing 2, and going to be most likely stacking something here to do quite a bit of damage with this with this RC, most likely digging to try to get another weapon, some type of big hit, because unfortunately there is nothing I can do about that, and that RC is going to be punching me here in just about a second. So see what he does end up stacking on top of the deck. Can't quite see obviously what it is, so most likely also going to be flipping. So going with a force field, which is really interesting because that means that we're probably going to be pretty safe and not have to take a lot of damage this turn. So he's going to be attacking, flipping that white, and I'm really kind of whiffing on the rest of it. So only actually getting in for 2, which is really, really exciting. I had to double check the math there because I was expecting to take like 1,000,000 damage. And then it's also a little unfortunate that he did play the force field because I was planning on doing the reset and then kind of KOing that RC. However, that RC now is a little bit protected, obviously, because of the force field. I can't just one-shot her anymore, and I don't have access to anything. So I'm looking into my deck to see what I possibly have. I know that I'm holding, I believe, a Reclaim, and so I want to try to pick up the extra padding here while I can, because if I don't, I'm actually going to miss the proc because I'm going to have to reshuffle my deck. So we're going to put that cargo trailer back on top of the deck, and it looks like we are debating on which we want to attack into. We're doing our math. With that second cargo trailer, we're going to be attacking for 11 damage, which is not enough to get rid of Chromia. It's going to be 1 off, which is obviously my specialty, so I don't want to go that route. I want to make sure I, KO a character. We can't get rid of RC this turn, so obviously we're going to have to choose to go into Specialist Flame War here. Now, again, if I were to flip an orange, we'd be able to get rid of that Chromia, but you never want to plan on those. And then, boom, we did flip the orange, but again, we're just going to be going into Chromia here. I'm sorry, into Specialist Flame War. Also, Specialist Flame War is technically more of a threat on board naturally because it does have 5 attack with Focus 2 versus just Chromia's 4 attack. So that is one thing to always take into account, is always going to be that board state. Looks like he's debating if he wants to flip Chromia there to see if he's going to get any benefit from that. It looks like he's not going to be able to. So he's just going to be trying to plan to see what he wants to do as far as an attack here. He does get to go into Prime, which is obviously going to be really relevant. Can be able to get a lot in. So he's going for a Power Punch, which means he's going to be hitting Prime for a solid amount here. And based on my defensive flips, we're going to be taking a billion here. So looks like he'll be getting in for, I don't know, is that 11? I don't know, it's quite a bit of damage. We can get to count quite fast enough. However, we're showing 2 on defense so far, so hopefully after our reshuffle here, we still get 1 more flip off of Flame War, so let's pray. Boom, hey, we at least got 1. So I think we're taking 6 or 7 here. Doing quick math, it looks like we took 6, so that does put us at 10 damage there on Prime, leaving us with 11 health left. I'm going to get rid of that extra padding to pick up a sparring gear. Reason behind that is I know that there was a bashing shield earlier, and I don't have enough extra paddings to equal out to the tough 2, so I want to just try to keep pressure with the sparring gears as much as possible. It does automatically just obviously give that tough 2, so... the other thing is I might have to end up using that on Flame War later on in the game, so we'll see what happens. So going for an Equipment Enthusiast here to draw 4 cards. Really, really solid card in this deck, man. I'm absolutely loving that card just in these heavy upgrade decks naturally. Drawing 4 is just really powerful. So going for an Ion Blaster here. Now that does also give us +1 on defense, and then we're going to be flipping Prime so we can set up for the next one, the next free card, the next attack, all that good jazz, because we always want to attack in alt mode. We don't want to attack in bot mode. So setting Flame War in, it looks like I just got a couple of points of damage onto that Chromia, and we're back in the pit of being chewed on by RC here. So we'll see what happens, what it comes down to, all that good jazz. All right, doing some shuffling, choosing not to cut, and he's gonna draw for the turn. Let's see if we got a huge. I don't know what I'm doing over there. See if he's got a huge attack coming in, Power Punch, Grenade Launcher, Supercharge, all that good jazz for RC. The usual. All right, so we're seeing the Grenade Launcher here, and it looks like no action, so that's still going to be a lot of damage coming in, but luckily we're still getting a little bit of the easy end. So he's going to be getting in for, it looks like 6, right? 1, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6 damage that we're going to be straight up taking. So that does put us up to 16 damage, which does only leave us with 5 health left. So we're getting pretty scary on that health remaining on Prime here. Now we do have our choices here as far as what we want to do. If we have a way to possibly get rid of that force field, which it does look like I'm holding a Vaporize, so this might be the turn to try to take down that RC. I'm going to be flipping and see what it is on top. Now, you guys can't see it, but it's a rollout. It's been a rollout all day, pretty much during the day. Every time, I would never get the card in my hand, but I would always see it on top of the deck. So we're going to be going for a Vaporize to get rid of that force field. Looks like this is the turn that we're going to be trying to get that RC off the table. We really need to get her off and really hope that Chromia doesn't finish us, but we're going to be trying it anyway. So we're going to be attacking here into RC. We're going to reveal the top. Obviously, it was that rollout, which could be just another point of damage. We're getting in for more than enough here to be able to take her out. I believe that's 8, 10, 14 damage. So, yeah, we're going to be definitely enough to get her off the table and KO her. Jason's going to be drawn for the turn. We're going to be seeing what he actually gets off of this Chromia. Again, our Prime is now exposed. We do have 3 base defense and tough 2, but, it's going to be quickly changed by that Erratic Lightning, essentially blocking it out. So he is going to be getting in for, looks like 4, 7, 9. We blocked really well there. So it looks like we're going to be taking 2 or 3. All right, so it looks like we took 2, 3. We did take 3. So that does put us at 19, which does leave us with 2 health left. drawn for the turn. Let's see what we do have. We have quite a bit of different options in our hands for stuff to do. We really have to hope that this Prime sticks around. So we're going to be going for that Sabotage Armaments because we really want that Erratic Lightning to go down and possibly have our Prime survive. However, I am kind of starting to lean on plan B here, going for the Sparring Gear on Flame War because we might have to finish this fight with Flame War. We are getting in for 4 damage here, which is actually really nice. That is going to put 3 damage onto Chromia because the -1 off of Erratic Lightning. So that's really nice. And then, like I said, just in case our Prime does go down here, Flame War is going to have to finish the fight. So that tough 2 on her might be relevant in the late game. We'll see what happens here. So it looks like Jason did draw, obviously. Pondering kind of the play, going for a Guided Posture, which is going to give that +2 defense, -1 armor. So essentially getting +2 attack and +1 armor. So going to be attacking in there. The Sabotage Armaments does take down that Erratic Lightning, so it looks like he's getting in for 4 Pierce 1. Now, since we're already showing 4, I'm sorry, I guess technically 5 on defense, we're going to be taking Pierce 1. And if you guys remembered, we were at 19 health, so that Pierce 1 is going to put us at 20 damage, which is going to leave us with 1 health remaining. So really, really close. He unfortunately had the Jamie effect happen to him, and his character did. Well, I guess my character did survive at 1. Now, it's going to be more than enough for me to be able to crack back here. So we're going to go for an incoming transmission because we obviously want to try to get those extra cargo trailers. There is still 1 left in the deck, so it is possible. Now I'm going to be showing a cool little play here that is possible with the deck as well, and that is I still have a Reclaim. I can really play any action I want here. One thing that is really cool about that incoming transmission, I'm pretty sure I talked about earlier in the match, you can really set up to do a lot of different things. And what I can do is technically put Reclaim back on top of the deck. I can flip Prime for the turn, and then I would be able to get a cargo trailer put back on top of the deck and then attack and get it. So I'm going to show that here in just I think it's just a moment. Yep, so I am going to be showing all the different possibilities, what I could do, showing kind of Jason. However, there is no cargo trailer in the scrap pile, so we're going to go for plan B with trying to dig for it. We're going to put a Field Communicator on top of the deck. We are going to attack in here, and then obviously our Metal Detector is going to proc. Boom, Field Communicator is going to come into play. It's put on a Specialist, and no cargo trailer. But we did get another Ion Blast. Of course, we're going to play it. Why not? So we're going to be attacking in here. And again, that is going to be 14, 15, 16 damage in on that Chromia, which is obviously going to be more than enough to take down the Chromia. Now I'm going to be showing you guys another match of me going up against the Skytread with this. It's going to be probably, I mean, it was a really fun match. We did 3 games in that one as well. So it was really, really fun stuff. This deck has been performing really well for me. I'm going to be putting the deck list and a little article up on the website for you guys, so you guys can check that out. I'm also going to be doing the Energon Edition giveaway announcement today, so make sure you guys also check that out if you guys did get in on the giveaway. Really hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.